Hello everybody, today I'm going to show you how to patch some drywall. When you make a little hole and you want to get a good patch in there and have it secure and finish, get it cut out, keep the piece that you cut out, and when you're done doing what you need to do in that wall, you want to patch that hole back. So get a piece of plywood instead of a 1x, because 1x seem to split all the time on me and don't hold good, but plywood holds really good. So this plywood is going to take the whole bit of that when I push it in. But once you get it in there, you've got to hold it back this way. And you can't get your fingers in there unless you have a little teeny skinny piece. Now I want a big piece of backing. So what you do, you take it, get a string, good strong string, tie a slip knot right here. Take this slip knot, put it right in the center of the board, and pull it tight. Okay, there it is. Now then you push the board in where you want it. Push it in, push it here. You know where the center of your board is because you've got the string there. Okay, then wrap your hand good and tight around there. Take your drill and a screw, and then pull really hard on that string. And when you're pulling hard, that backing will stay right there. And when you're done, take your string out, you got your backing there. Then take your piece of drywall, okay, there you go. You get it tight, just where you can't feel the screw. Ready to be taped. And that is good and solid. You don't have to worry about it breaking off top or bottom because you got a big piece of backing in there. And that'll work every time for getting it in there and having it secure. Okay, now we got this one done right here. So I'm going to do this bigger hole up here. So I'm going to put a piece of plywood in there for my backing. Backing. It's hard to see, it's hard to tell where the center is. Right there. Okay. Now I'm going to pull real hard with my hand. Now I'm going to do this, do the other side. I'm going to pull really hard so it doesn't pull that screw out. That's not even going to work. Okay, there, now we're gonna put the second piece of plywood in here. So I get up here and I slide it in, and then I'm gonna try to hold it, and I can't get my fingers in here. If I try to push that screw in there, it's just gonna push that back. There's nothing to hold it behind me. So I'm gonna take it out. Have to do this string trick again. Get the string. I'm going to tie a slip knot, my favorite knot, and then put a knot in the end of the slip knot. And then when you pull it tight, it'll pull to that knot. There we go. See, it's pulled right to the end of that knot, so it can't slip anymore. It can just slip so tight. Then you put this on the center, so you know where the center of your board is. You know how much is on each side. Pull this here, pull it right to the center. Okay. There, it's right in the center, so I'm going to know where the center of this is, and I'll have enough room to put the screws in the sides. So here we go. We'll put this in, slide it all the way in, then slide it back to the center. Right there. I know that's the center. Wrap that around your fingers so you can pull on it, and then that way this screw, when it goes, it's not going to push the board back very much. Now if I don't have this string pulling tight, when I push that screw in there, it'll pull that screw, the other screw, right out. It'll push it right out. So I've got to pull really hard. There we go. It still pushed it, but it won't push it hard enough with you pulling on it. Then take that string off your slip knot. Then you're ready to put your pieces back in. Now I'll show you that. These two pieces in. Just so you can't feel the heads. Here more. Okay, now there you got a good solid patch, wood on both sides, ready to just tape it, texture it, paint it, and that'll do it. Hello everybody. Last night I put a little bit of this lightweight spackling compound. This is the best stuff ever, and for if you want to do it yourself, this is what you use. So this stuff is lightweight, it doesn't smear, it's easy to clean up. All you do is you don't need any drywall tools either. Just get a butter knife. Now here's what I did last night. I filled in all the cracks. Some of it has shrunk because my compound was dry and I had to add some water to it, but usually you don't even have to do that, and it wouldn't have shrunk if I didn't have to add all the water to it, but it was real old. So here I go. If you can see right here, there's a little bit I need to add. Wherever you see dark, it's right. You just take a putty knife, a butter knife, just put it on there like that. Wherever you see that it's not perfect, just with a butter knife, just get a little bit, and then leave it big, leave it high, because once this dries, you just take a piece of sandpaper and sand it down, and it'll be perfectly smooth, unless you want to pay a couple $100 for a taper to come out and tape it and texture it. When you put the paint on this, it'll be almost perfect and save you a bunch of money. And so you don't have to be perfect. Just get it on there. Get it where it's higher than the holes. And then when you sand it off, there'll still be a little bit of a texture to it. There we go. go. Okay, now I'm just going to leave that. Let that dry, which only takes an hour or so, and that'll be dry. Take a sanding block, go over it with a sanding block, and you can paint it. Sometimes if it's white like this, if it was a white wall like this, you wouldn't need to do any painting. You put this stuff in it, and then you sand it off, and you don't even need to repaint. So that's the way to save a bunch of money on fixing drywall.